the struggle. That seems to have been the Achilles heel. In fact, it is what these guys are holding on to. When they got him last year, right, he categorically told them, I'm fighting for my people, speaking out for them. They had no reason to hold him, remember? Because he's done nothing wrong. Saying something doesn't mean that he's doing anything wrong, right? But this time around, the last 1 year, we've had the same people that we were supposed to be kind of like speaking for, fighting for, right? Subjected to this level of violence. And it's justified. He glorified it. A lot of us are simply talked away in all this part of the world, right? And if the people who are kind of, who are already under the siege of the Nigerian, autocratic occupation, guess that, right? Are also facing or getting caught in the crossfire of the people who are supposed to be fighting for them. No matter how much people like to deny that, Simon never denied it. Go up to his social media. It's there. You get what I mean now? We used to kind of say unknown government this, unknown government that. But it seems to be like so, was craving for that, to glorify all this violence in a way that people were supposed to be speaking for him again. Then they had reasons to justify why, he can't be speaking for us. That's the bone of contention here. And that's actually why he's being held as we speak. It's not because he's fighting for Biafra, remember? It's not because he had all these issues with all these guys.
No, they actually arrested him. He was actually arrested because of all these killings and all those. And I understand. You see, based on that, I think the Nigerian government, they played a card for him and he fell into it.
You get what I mean? Because this is the point I'm trying to make to everyone here, that we wouldn't even be here, right? We wouldn't be here. We all have this free speech, okay? But you see this today on social media, you can be held for incitement. And if they now kind of dig further and realize that it's not just incitement, you are actually ferrying cash to some of these guys. That's an implication. That's what people need to know now.
Yeah.
You get what I mean now? Like, everything is done is done great. It's kind of push it even beyond where Nnamdi Kanu, was yet to push it to. When the people, the civilians, becomes the victim of the struggle, then it becomes complicated. Don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. See, my good. The thing is, I understand all what you just said, which is very correct.
He would have denied it. He would have just pretended. Even I'm just saying this one now, not to make it.
No, it's true.
He would have pretended that he's not even seeing all those things. Come out and like IPOB would do, deny it.
Yeah,
he was glorifying it.
He made a mistake, but the way, to me personally, I think the thing got into his head.
You get?
So, yeah.
And this is what some of those who are following him are not actually thinking. They are not reasoning that way.
No.
This is not about his personality of, you may not like him. People may not like his. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Nnamdi Kanu too, right?
Yeah.
People may kind of feel jealous of him. They may feel intimidated by his personality. There's some level of, there's some things that other people could be promoting them, right? And not you, the central figure at the end of it all. So he played into their hands. And back in the days, people would defend and say, no, he knows nothing about it. But he actually does know a lot about it.
Yeah, but there's something I want to tell you. This Samalekpa thing, and I could remember when Karus told them to give him a slot.
Yeah.
So he can continue the broadcast.
And they started talking about him swearing to this and that. They mismanaged all of that, I believe. They did.
So they actually want to box him. They actually want to box him because I started following him even before Kanu. He got to the very period he came into the struggle. So the DOS actually wanted to box him in a corner so they can tell him what to say.
They felt intimidated by his media presence and personality.
Something like that. But it cannot happen like that because the power Kanu wanted him to have is to then I could remember Kanu used to do question and answer and all those things. He takes care of the media and all those stuff. But these guys don't want Samalekpa to fall into that position. They feel how can it be Samalekpa? Yeah. We have been here and all that.
I know.
And that was the beginning of the whole end.
That was when
That was how
things started going south.
Yeah, that was where they missed it. So at the time in our meeting, I will ask the question. Because if I tell you I'm an insider, I'm an insider. There's so many things I cannot tell you here.
I get it.
These people, they really messed up so many things. And a lot of people started leaving. Now we started having fractions in America. I will receive secret phone call. Michael, can you come to our meeting? I said, which meeting? What is going on? At the time I had to stay in my house. I'm not in America to come and I have family. You understand what I'm saying? So, but the whole thing is that Samuel Ekpa, I would say he didn't apply a lot of wisdom in his
carried away. You said it. Some people believe that it's a youth exuberance and all of that.
Yeah,
and that's the point I'm trying to make from the beginning as well. That we wouldn't be here. Okay, we wouldn't be here. See, I've had a lot of push where people wanted me to actually be more than this. Or in most cases, I kind of feel like, see, it is not my own calling. All right. And if I ever find myself in that situation, in that position, okay, there are some certain things that I will intentionally not promote. Let other people promote them, and I will use my platform to deny them. It works that way, so that you don't play into the hands of those who have been looking for what to justify why they have been killing the Biafrans. See, Baba, thank you so much. Let me take another one and call it a night. Our time, we spent a lot of it on this Simon Ekpa of a thing. And like I said, I really did wish that it never got to this stage. But here we are.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, buddy.
You stay safe, Michael. Thank you so much, okay? You have a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, I think I'm going to take just one more. Oh, my God. We've actually overshoot our time. But I hope this is my last caller. You are going to be my last caller this evening, Tony. Can you hear me? Oh, you got dropped off. Lucky you that you are still pretty much on the line. Hello.
Hello, Michael. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah. Fine. Okay. Thanks for being objective as ever this evening.
Thanks.
But let's just realize something. If we have to be objective here, this man is still our brother, but unfortunately, he walked into the trap that was set for him. He is being glorifying and gloating about violence, and you now tell me that he's trying to defend his people. I know somebody personally during the sit at home. They poured this woman's rice, the little thing she was selling in front of her house, beat her mercilessly. Nothing was done. It was never addressed. Is that the kind of Nigeria
that whose wares were being destroyed? So I don't know if you saw that video of vegetable sellers.
This woman was a woman. Yeah, she had 3 children in Onitsha. They beat her mercilessly, poured away all her goods, all her wares. What kind of
evidence and instances like that?
Yeah, all the evidence is all over the place. Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter, a handwritten letter, to tell him, listen, back off from this sit at home, because I think Nnamdi Kanu must analyze that this is going to get the struggle, there's going to get them into trouble. And even the way he's talking will not be able to make a case for Nnamdi Kanu. He insulted anybody that comes, his arrogance. 2 weeks ago, he was in Dr. Damage's platform. I told him, he insulted me, insulted a couple of people. But I'm not surprised at what's happened today. It is sad, though. I'm not happy. Listen, let's just make it clear. I'm not trying to celebrate that. But it is because he is so hungry. He is so power drunk, power hungry. September 2nd, he's been asking people to bring $10,000. What are you going to do with $10,000? I've been on a show. I'm not a member of the show. I listened. He was asking people to donate to get surface to air missile to bring down planes. So if I'm sitting on a plane going to Nigeria now, because they believe that it's zoo people that are sitting on that plane, that they will bring down that plane. I don't want that kind of
that's another thing. There are some things, right, that should never be said openly. Okay. Except for someone who is really cutting for attention here and there, right? There are some certain things that you shouldn't say. There are things I say to people in private here, okay? And I will never come onto my platform and be like, oh, we will, because at the end of the day, it's just going to make mockery. For those who are intelligent enough to see through, it's going to make mockery of whatever you are trying to achieve.
The guy just he lacks patience and wisdom, and he's not even. I think his arrogance got a better part of him, and he doesn't want to listen to anybody. And then I asked him, "Who made you prime minister?" He was incensed, So unfortunately, the guy is going to. There are some people that are still living in denial. They're saying that he was not arrested. Let them keep believing the lie. Maybe in a couple of days, he was going to hit Nigeria. But I personally, what I'm thinking is, Tinubu is an evil genius. He may use him to, when they get him in Nigeria, when he lands in Nigeria, they might just announce, just to pacify the thing, and said, okay, Nnamdi Kanu, you can go. And they will unleash everything that they have in stock for Nnamdi Kanu, because they can't hurt Nnamdi Kanu now. He's like an untouchable. They don't know what to do with him. Now they're going to unleash everything on Simon, because Simon has really dug a hole that he's found himself now. They're going to unleash everything, but
you don't believe that he's going to be taken to Nigeria? No, I don't believe that.
No. Well, this is my own. I might be wrong, but
let me give you an idea, Tony. Right? Why they are not taking him to Nigeria without breaking some, except if Finland changes some certain laws. Okay, Baba. So number one, they would first have to find him guilty of whatever. Now they are charging him and the 4 others. Okay, they are charging them for terrorism. And according to the Finnish, law, citizenship law. So if you are not, Finnish yourself, right? You kind of obtain the citizenship via other third-party stuff, right? So except you are found guilty of terrorism, which he would defend himself until he's finally found guilty. So if they found him guilty, that means they will withdraw his citizenship and deport him. That can take months. You get that now?
Well, I pray.
What
I pray he doesn't come back.
Is going to be incitement for terrorism.
Yeah. I pray he doesn't come back to Nigeria, because obviously we know. Yeah, obviously we don't. Nigeria, we don't have a judiciary. That's my worry about him. But whether he should face charges, I believe he has some things to answer for. But bringing him to Nigeria, but the sad thing is that he was warned that, listen, this kind of thing could happen. Is already messy enough that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back. He was warned, but he didn't want to listen to anybody, and sadly, he's found himself. But this is my own analysis, that they might use him as a kind of technical prison swap, if you want to call it that way, if you will. They will release MNK to pacify some people and then hold on to him, because they have more evidence against him than Martin Nnamdi Kanu. That's my own take. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Tony. So we have heard from almost everyone, and I know a lot of you who still want to call in, but my time is so fast spent. All right. So the reason for this broadcast tonight is to bring to fore a critical side, or a very critical side of the struggle for self-determination. Listen, self-determination struggle is a legit struggle, is legit advocacy. In Nigeria, it has been criminalized, and a lot of people have had enough. There are so many people that want anything to do with Nigeria this time and day to not be peaceful. And I get it. But from my own understanding, even if you start an armed struggle for self-determination, okay, and it leads to like war, this and that, everything is still going to end up on the table where negotiation will take place. So that is why, even if you have this card, don't play all your card. In this day and time, social media, the internet and all that is like a click away from the rest of the world. Everybody sees it. Everyone can develop opinion about your struggle and the rest, right? So there are some certain things that even if you have the intention of there's something called plausibility. Is it called plausibility of denial or denial plausibility, something like that? Okay. Even if you are pushing for a violent struggle along with your struggle, for you to be accepted in this day and time by the world, armed struggle in this way will easily give you up. But some of you don't see it that way, which is all right. And that is why we'll keep having this kind of ends. Nnamdi Kanu was so smart. He had the world at his feet. Nnamdi Kanu was controlling an organization that became so powerful, prominent, and influential in more than 160 countries, the IPOB. And because indigenous people of Biafra is the full meaning of IPOB, every Biafran, every Igbo, and all that has the right to push and fight for the independence of Biafra. Or if you are smart enough to understand all other factors that is keeping us in this contraption, right? It is ideal not to play all your cards. Yeah, you may be getting all the accolades and all of that, attention and all that. Always remember, with all that attention comes a bit of, destruction as well. There are those who want you destroyed. And it is ideal for you not to play all your cards, as we have witnessed. So Nnamdi Kanu did not call, right, for the attacks on his disobedient people. All right, he did something, which was he engaged people, including those who disagreed with him. He called them names. Yeah, he did call them names. Said a lot of things about them, but he never actually called for the extermination of those that didn't agree with him. So we are living in a world where criminalizing self-determination is a thing. All right. So if the whole thing played out well, in a way, I actually implore us to be smart with our engagement. You don't have to take my word. You don't even have to agree with me. There's something I'm very sure of. If you do not want the world to hold you down when you're fighting, I'm not a freedom fighter. So when you're fighting for the freedom and you want to go that route, the first thing you have to do, right, is to return back to that land. With that, you are in full control of what will be your fate. But if you are not in Nigeria and you want to fight for the freedom of those inside the contraption, you might be having a lot more than those you think you are fighting in that contraption. So in this case, there's so many interests at stake. So don't play into their hands. And we hope that a lot of you, a lot of us, will reflect on this if it makes any sense to you. And if it doesn't, I actually have to wish you what you wish yourselves. So there is a saying in Yoruba, Afọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n ṣọgbọ́n, àfi ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n ṣe ọgbọ́n, òun ni ó jẹ́ kí a pe àwọn àgbàlagbà ní wèrè. Right? So I'll leave you to that, or with that. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night, and I shall see you again on Mayegun's Diary Political. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun ti dé o. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì nọ́mbà wán.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé.